Let's talk.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that was exclusive.
Kentucky Let's Talk. Welcome back to the channel. And y'all know we come with that heat. We got another hot exclusive. But today on Artists on the Rise, I got the homie coming all the way from Georgetown, Kentucky. He been putting it down for the G-Town. He coming with quality videos and quality music. So before this interview ends, you gonna know all about the homie, Sack. Now for the people tuning in, where did you get the name Sack? Was you sacking up food at Walmart? Was you sacking up weed in the trap? Let the people know where you get your name from, homie.
All right, the name Sack comes from the first time I was in a studio, like a real studio, with my home, or a homie's crib, okay. And I was fucking with Big Zoe, and I was doing a feature for my buddy or whatever. I was making music and shit, but I was just going by Zach.
Okay.
And I didn't really have any plans on posting it or nothing. Well, we did this song, and he was just like, talking about wanting to post it. And so like when we were wrapping it up, they were saving the files and shit. Zoe just looked at me and he was like, like, what's your name?
Yeah.
So I just like looked at him. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I got one. I think it's just Zach. I'm gonna go by Zach. And he was like, nah, you need to name yourself something. You need to have some sort of name, bro. Like you gotta have, so you gotta be a character. And I was like, fuck, I guess Sack. And I think the reason that I did that is because at the time, I was bagging up some sacks and doing my thing with that. But and I mean, I smoke a lot of weed. I just figured it was like a good little play on the word. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
My name's Zach, so it's close enough to my name to where like I don't really mind being called that. You know what I mean? Or calling myself Sack. So, I just try to keep it like, I felt like that was close to like the closest thing I could pick to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've always had a hard time like debating on whether or not I should change my name. I don't think like I have an attachment. You know what I'm saying? Because like I fuck with the name Sack.
Okay.
But
So speaking on weed, I heard you mention weed. What's your most favorite is weed? What weed you like smoking, homie?
all right. I don't know if like people would agree with this nowadays, just because everybody's smoking cake and Gusher and fucking gelato and fucking it's all this exotic shit. I fuck with like OG shit, like some pungent.
Okay.
Just like I don't, like not any strain in specific. I just like OG strains.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just like that shit that just reeks. I mean, of course I'll smoke other shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like sour taste and shit like that. But the OG is the way for me. I don't care what kind of OG it is. If it's OG, it's fire. That's what I'm trying to smoke. You know what I'm saying?
So, do you smoke Reggie?
No, never.
No Reggie.
I would rather not smoke.
Okay. He would rather not smoke before he smokes some Reggie, man. Don't even put it in his face. Don't even. If you got him coming to the studio, you gotta have that sticky icky. Yeah. He don't want no Pikesville's finest.
Right. No.
Yeah, I don't want none of that dirt weed. You hear me? Yeah. Okay, for sure. Nah, for sure. So, what is it like, man, growing up in Georgetown? Like, what does it mean to be from Georgetown, bro?
I'd say I got like pretty mixed feelings about Georgetown, I mean, obviously I got a lot of like there's a lot of good people out there. It's just like anywhere else, I guess, when it comes to shit like that. You know what I mean? But in the way that it's different, I feel like it's pretty small. Like it's like a big town. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people in it, but it's small. You know what I mean? It's not like Lexington or Louisville or nothing like that. And I don't know, like I mean, like I said, I fuck with the area.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
But there's not a lot of music shit going on down there. You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of people that really are into that shit. So like that's why I like, moving around Lexington, Louisville, shit like that, because there's just not a lot of this around there.
Okay.
So I wish there was more.
For sure. Okay, man. So when you in the studio and you working and you cooking up, homie, what kind of like where do you get your inspiration from to make good music, homie?
When it comes to the music, I mean, shit, I don't know. I mean, I get inspiration from like a lot of my favorite artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like the music moves and stuff, like the shit people are doing, I'm not gonna lie. I try not to like copy people, but like it's inspiring to like see other people like coming up with like new shit. You know what I mean? Like or doing new stuff, like whether it's like a graphic or something. And like I'm interested in that. You know what I mean? That's inspiring because like I start to that kind of like makes me think like, how can I do that? You know what I mean? Because it makes me want to work. I don't look at that like, oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? I see that and I'm like, well, damn, I want something like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to have the same effect on someone else.
Yes, sir.
So,
if you could work with any mainstream artist, who would you pick up the phone and call them and tell them come to the studio and jump on a feature?
up until like 3 years ago, I would say Young Thug with no hesitation, but definitely Don Toliver. Like, and I don't know. Just since he came out with his tape, Donnie Womack and shit, I've just been like, that's all I listen to. Is like just, and I wish he had more music. I fuck with Don Toliver the heaviest way. I would like if someone asked me like anybody ever, I'd probably say Don Toliver. And that sounds crazy because you know he's kind of new and shit, but like his music hits me different. It resonates. You know what I'm saying when I listen to it, and I draw like a lot of inspiration from his music. So, you know, I think it'd be dope. I think we could make some fucking bangers if we if we hopped on.
Yes, sir. So, what made you want to be a rapper, bro? And how long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music since I was in 6th grade. I mean, up until like once I got middle school and shit. I don't know. My mom was just big on my ass about like doing something. You know what I mean? And I like went into band and I was trying to play drums like real bad, just because I thought it was like a drum set or something. You know what I mean? And they ended up telling me I needed to play trombone and shit. So I played trombone like until I was out of high school, and I just fell in love with that shit. I was in singers and stuff. You know what I mean? I was in choir and all that, and so that's where like it all started. But like right when I got out of high school, I guess like I wanted to do something with it. You know what I mean? It's not that like I didn't see a future in singing or playing the trombone, but I didn't see a future for myself in it. You know what I mean? And I've always loved hip hop, so like and pop music and shit like that, and pop culture and all that. So you know, like I had some buddies stay on my ass. You know, I mean, like I always hung around the people that were like freestyling and shit, and I would freestyle every now and then. They just stayed on my ass about making music. So eventually, that's how it happened. It feels good because it feels like I can use some of the shit I learned. You know what I mean? Not like all of it went to waste. But yeah.
So, if you could pick 3 songs of yours for the new people tuning in, and you want to win them over as fans, and you had to pick 3 of your best songs, I'm talking about straight heat. It could be videos, songs on SoundCloud. Name 3 songs that you want the people to go check out and where they can find them at.
Okay. I won't name them in any order, but my most popular shit, like I guess I'll say like like my most popular, and then probably my 2 favorites. But the most popular, I don't say it's my favorite because it's like I'm living in the shadow of it, is Surface. Like I dropped Surface, and that motherfucker's done better than anything I've ever done. For sure. And I mean, but it's motivation. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like do better than the last. You know what I'm saying? But Surface is definitely the beast of all the things I've dropped, which I didn't even mean for it to be. It just did. I guess it was pretty good. But the other song I would request, or I would suggest, would be Ironclad. I just dropped that. And that song is real personal to me. Like I've never in a song felt like I could like sum it up better. You know what I'm saying? Like just the feeling in my head when I'm writing in that exact moment. After I got finished writing, I was just like, damn. Like I really felt like I worded it exactly like I could ever, have wanted to word it. And so like that made it a big favorite for me. And then another one would be SRT. And that's a song I did with Seven. That's kind of like had a stamp itself with the vibes and shit, just because like we made that song, and before that I hadn't ever really made any rage music. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker can scream on a microphone. So like I just went on it, and and I like that kind of music and shit. I can get down to it. So like I tried it out, and it ended up being real fun. It ended up being like it's my best performance song. You know what I'm saying? When I perform that one, shit's crazy. For sure. So yeah.
So, what's your top 5 artists, dead or alive?
Okay. Shit. I'm gonna just try to say it without thinking too much about it, because I feel like if I think too much about it, it won't be the real shit. Sure. Lil Wayne's definitely in there. I grew up listening to Lil Wayne. Still to this day, I would hear some shit, and I'm just like, God, like I definitely didn't understand it then. For sure. Whenever I was listening to it when I was younger. Lil Wayne, Young Thug, shit, Kendrick. Like I said, that's pretty hard, you know what I'm saying? I feel like at this point I'm just reaching the dark, but that's like really what I think are like top 3. And I'm not even the hugest like super fan of. I think Don Toliver's up there, you know what I'm saying? Like I think with
it's your 5,
right? Yeah, like I'm very adamant on I try not to bring him up too much and shit, but I'm very adamant on like I think Don Toliver would be one of the best artists like and like pop hip hop, the kind of shit. I feel like he's a sound that's never been really heard, not like him, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's unique, and I be seeing a lot of famous people banging Don Toliver, so I'm like, that's, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, he's a fucking man, like. But I think it's in due time. Like I think he has a lot of work to get to that position, you know what I mean, to be one of the best. But I'm saying I think he can do it. I think he has the capacity for it. Yeah, I think if you ask me that like 10 years down the road and it goes as like I expect, I'd probably say Don Toliver's my favorite. Sure. But Lil Wayne's a GOAT. That's just my opinion.
For sure. So, if you had the opportunity, right? Let's say you had, a couple $1 million right now, and a label came to you and they wanted to sign you. would you want to sign a deal or would you want to stay independent, and why?
If I already had a couple million on me.
Or it can even be now.
Right.
But I'm just painting a picture of, like, do I need them or do I not need them?
Right. Well, up to this point, where I'm at right now, I think I'd definitely be open to a deal. But I think if I got to that point, without a deal, I couldn't see myself signing one unless it was just a monster deal. And obviously, I feel like at that point it would be taken into consideration. But I'm saying, I feel like if I already had a couple million, I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? And I'll just continue to trust myself. I think it'd be awesome, to like have a label one day, or at least like an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of homies that do a lot of music shit, not just rapping. And like I'm trying to put them on. That's really what I'd be trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about like funneling money back into some people that can make it for me that I want to see eat. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I just feel like that's how like makes yourself like not so dependent on needing a label. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
So on this part of the interview, man, what we did was we put you on the page, and some of your supporters, man, reached out to us, and they wanted us to ask you a few questions from the fans. So right here in front of me, man, I got Jared Cunish, and he wanted me to ask you, do you think the city supports each other? And if not, what can they do to better it?
I think that, I don't know, I think it's just like anything else. I think there's a lot of like populist shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like if you throw something out that's hot, all of a sudden a lot of people are gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like a lot of places. I think the city does. It's pretty cliquey. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm really like saying anything bad saying that. But I feel like it could be a little less cliquey. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like a lot of people. There's not enough love, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, there's just not enough appreciation. Like, damn, that shit's actually good, you know what I mean? It's just always like, hey, this is hot, bro. Let's work, you know what I mean? And I just, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's cool, too. But I'm saying I just feel like people could use a lot more genuine support, you know what I mean? Seeing shit for what it really is, you know what I mean?
And see, like, Georgetown, Lexington, Kentucky, we ain't the only ones who suffer from that. Like, it's a lot of places where it's just way too much hate, too much jealousy going on. You get what I'm saying?
There's a little bit of that everywhere.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do with this platform. We're trying to bring not just Louisville, not just Lexington. We're trying to put on for the whole Kentucky. You get what I'm saying? So I don't care if it's a dude all the way down in, Paducah or a place we never even heard of in Kentucky. You get what I'm saying? We want you to come on the platform, and we want to put on for Kentucky as a whole. So the next question, man, this guy's name is Noisy Todd. And he wanted to know, when are we going to get a full-length album from you?
All right. I know he's going to watch this, so fuck you. First of all, Noisy Todd. I knew, I could have guessed that he would ask this question. Yeah. Honestly, with the coronavirus bullshit, there's no specific date I could give. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to figure out, the studio situation and shit right now, because shit just kind of went downhill. But by the end of the year, I would really love to have one to just, drop, maybe, January next year, beginning of January. And I have a tape on the way that I definitely want to finish before that, and that's going to be a feature tape, a bunch of features, just people I picked that I don't know, I've fucked with exclusively. I haven't really, it's weird. I don't think a lot of people will expect the features that are on it, because it's not we're super public about our interactions and shit. So and I kind of wanted it to be that way, so it'll be a little more of a surprise. You know what I'm saying? When some of the people see the names, so that's coming out. The tape will be coming out. But as far as an album where it's mostly me, hopefully by January. Yeah. And I got a couple in the tank ready for it, but I don't want to rush. Okay.
So speaking on features, man, and people you rocking with, just take the opportunity real quick to shout out, maybe 3 to 5 people that you rock with on the Kentucky scene. It could be artists, rap artists, R&B, rock and roll. It can be videographers, just people you rock with and people you recommend.
Okay. Videographer. Big fucking shout out to Flacco. Flacco's given me a platform that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for him. For sure. And I think it'd be really stupid not to recognize that. He's a beast, great dude. Loves making videos, you know what I'm saying? And then, I could do a couple of these. I guess I will. I got to shout out a couple people. Shout out to all the boys at Gibson. Okay. That's this house we started really making music at. Before we even thought about posting or anything, we were literally just making sounds, you know what I mean? We were just getting high and drunk and just listening to whatever we were making for fun, you know what I mean? And I think that was so primitive but so crucial to how open-minded I am about like how I'm going about music and shit now because of that. It's super crucial. Couldn't have done that without them. Shout out Kyle Verdi, Chucky, all them boys, Vision, Lane Allen, like that whole group. The people I rock with, Derek James, 47, all like. It's just I wouldn't be welcome in Lex, I feel like, as much if it wasn't for them. You know what I mean? They've came when I started making music, had no clue what direction I was going in. They kind of like gave me a direction. You know what I mean? Seriously, they gave me like a path. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we fuck with you. We're gonna, So shout out all those people, especially Flacco.
For sure. Yeah, man, and a lot of those people that you hollered at, man, give us their information. We're gonna reach out, try to get them on the show, on the strength of the homie. The next question, man. Dwayne Levy wants to know, what's your favorite thing about being a Kentucky artist?
Shit. My favorite thing, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like areas in their music, but I think the thing about Kentucky is, like, we don't have a specific sound. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool as fuck, because, like, people could say, oh, like, you can't really say, oh, he's trying to sound like this, like, here. I don't hear a lot of that, you know what I mean? Because there's just, it's like, there isn't really a solidified sound. And that's definitely my favorite part, because there's just all kinds of shit. For sure. Whether it's, rap or I like bluegrass music even too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like shit. That's probably my favorite thing about Kentucky. It's kind of like reminds me of like a melting pot, you know what I mean? There's not like one central sound. Okay. So, and that helps me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I can blend in better because of that, Okay.
For sure. And the next question is from Jay Coates. He wants to know, do you have any plans to expand your talent towards Louisville, Kentucky?
Shit. Yeah, like I said, my plan has been to move to Louisville for a little bit now. Probably, not in the very near future, but in the next year or so, I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to network more out there. I got family who's lived out there. All my family are Louisville fans. Like, I grew up in a Louisville household. Okay. Felt like, the outlier growing up in Lexington around a bunch of UK fucking fans. But I just feel like I don't know. I like the vibes up there. I'm trying to get in on what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I see what they're doing, and I'm hungry. I'm trying to get in on it. Sure. You know what I mean? And contribute. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to steal nothing. I'm trying to contribute. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got something to bring to the table up there. So yeah, for sure.
And another question from Jay Coates. He wants to know: are you gonna drop another solo project like Surface?
Yeah, that's going to be, I guess I think I kind of did the feature tape for a couple reasons. One, because, like, I've never really had a lot of features. Yeah. And two, like, I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to maybe have a feature or two on the album. Gotcha. I don't know if it'll be completely solo, but I feel like this is going to suffice that feeling like that I've had to work with a couple of these artists. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, get that out of the way, make some real good music, hopefully have some more inspiration for the solo album. You know what I'm saying? And pump one out, hopefully by January. Okay. That's what I'm hoping for, so.
And the last one comes from KY Laverty, if I'm saying that right.
Oh yeah, Kyle Verdi.
Oh, okay. I split it up. I put KY. Okay, Kyle Verdi. Now he wants to know, what's your least favorite thing about being a KY artist?
Oh shit.
My bad, Cal, man.
Yeah.
He won't. Laverty, man.
Yeah, that's his new name.
For sure.
No, my least favorite thing about being a KY artist is just it being Kentucky. That, like, it's not saying it's easy anywhere. Not that it's like easy in Atlanta or anything like that, but there's just more things, more resources and shit. There's not a whole lot of right, yeah. And this is like, I feel I do believe really that Kentucky's like getting there. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's like hopeless, like we'll never have that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think it's on the way. It's cool with people like, Jack Harlow and 2K Baby, people like that, like really Paperboy blowing up, you know what I'm saying? That shit's dope. Like, so I think it'll cultivate something, but as for right now, that's definitely my least favorite part. I could say a million things I like about it, you know what I'm saying? But the only real thing I could think of that I don't like about it is I just don't like where we're at right now, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely got hope for where we'll go with it, so, yep.
So, before we get off here, man, the tape you said you was putting together, do you know when you're going to release it? And do you have a name for it?
Shit, well, I had a set release date for the summer, actually. I'm thinking about pushing it back to August, middle of August. And it's called Warzone. And it's just basically, I already got the cover art and shit, it's dope. It's like, the best way I could put it is just like, what's going on in my head, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's the best way I could put it. Just, it's all over the place. Like, it's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. So, yeah, that's what it is, and it's gonna be a banger. It's got some very good features on it. So,
So before we get off here, man, you know, I always do this little segment where I say speak the things that you want into existence.
Right.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay. I mean, the way I talk about this shit, you know, I believe in manifestation and shit. I really do. Like, in 5 years, I see myself, like, I don't know, I would like to stay around Kentucky, be involved in Kentucky, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, you know, there's eventually, hopefully, with the way that I have things planned out and shit, I would like to eventually, you know, in 5 years, have enough money to put all my boys on, roll around like a camp, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the plan. That's what it's always been. I mean, obviously I'm trying to do shows and get fucked up and, you know, have money and spend money, but I'm saying, like, I'm trying to just roll around with my boys and get fucked up and, you know, like, just be crazy as fuck, like, you know, like, I'm just trying to have a good time with my homies. That's really, at the end of the day, I lay down, I'm like, damn, you know, it's a good day, or, you know, I think about, damn, I can't wait till I'm in that position, you know what I'm saying? So that's my dream, low key. So.
For sure. And like, that's crazy, man. Like, you the first one that came on the show and really said that you really want to help somebody else. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, like you really want to. I want to put on for the homies, man. So for all your friends, bro, that's watching this, make sure y'all stick with him, man. He got love for you, right? He want to help y'all as much as y'all trying to help him. So make sure y'all just believe in each other. You get what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all focused on the goal, because the homie gonna get there. So before we get off here, man, I want to say, man, appreciate you, man, for blessing us, man, with an exclusive. And you said this is your first interview? Yeah. So we definitely got the exclusive interview from the homie Sack, man. So, like I said, before we get off here, the last thing, bro, give them all your social media and everywhere they can find your music.
All right, bet. My name is Sack You Heard on all media outlets, SACHJUHEARD. Shit, my music's on fucking all platforms under Sack with the $. That's my artist name is Sack. I got videos on YouTube. You know, I got, like I said, they're out on all platforms. You just look that name up, Sack with a $, and you can find it anywhere. Got my shit on DistroKid and all that, so it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Kentucky, y'all heard it here first. Kentucky. Let's talk.
Kentucky, let's talk.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that was exclusive.